Okay, I'm back, and I've been gone for. Oh, this is not as nearly as bad as I thought it would be. I didn't realize that the last video I posted was this dispatch video. It was an hour and 40 minutes. Got 13 views. Thank you. In general, I have a purpose now. That sounds kind of crazy. But I do have a new sketchbook, and I have a new drawing tablet, which is a Galmon, and I've been drawing recently. I'll just throw these up on screen. I probably already have a time lapse up on the screen right now, and I'll switch between some of the things I've made recently. But mostly, I just wanted to talk about things that I plan on doing, as well as things that I'm currently doing right now to post consistently. I don't have a specific idea that I wanted to talk about today, but in general, I did want to just post to start getting myself back into the habit of posting. So I'm just going to keep it simple. We plopped into this video. We're going to plop right out. That sounds really bad. Don't take it that way. In general, I am just going to be focusing on improving my art, fan art when I want to. I don't want to build all of my art off of fan art. Studies is not really anything that I bother to show or I will plan to show because unless I turn it into something cool, it's mostly just a practice for me, and I don't really find it very interesting to talk about. I mean, like, yeah, you're studying values, you're studying your line work, you're studying perspective. It's like, it can be cool, but I'll study that on my own time and I'll try to work it into the next thing that I make. Mostly I want to focus on, again, fan art, but I think I want to get back into original art, challenging myself with writing and world building. So, in the meantime, if I'm not talking to you about fan art, I plan to talk about my own characters, which I did start recently, but with this new tablet and some new art skills, I want to focus on, maybe just doing more in-depth looks, multiple characters at a time, now that I think that I have my working process down. So at least I can get about 2 to 3 artworks and some extra additional sketches and practice time out there alongside my schoolwork, and then I could post a video weekly talking about everything I worked on that week. So in general, I would probably have weekly checkups, which I'll just talk about random stuff that I did, which will include process breakdowns. If there's any specific videos, like currently I'm working on this Deborah project, which honestly, at the time of this video, if it is done, I'll have it up on the screen completed, but I'll show the incomplete version. If not, I'm currently working on this. I would probably make my own breakdown video of that specifically. If not, what I'll be doing is, in batches, focusing on my characters, doing drafts and such, making character sheets. So up screen on the screen right now, as you can see, is actually a character sheet for one of my characters that I did redesign. I'm gonna talk about it quickly. Obviously, there's a redesign here. I prefer it to the original. Has better shaped language. There's a lot of other things I added alongside this, but that's all I'm really gonna talk about. I'm going to revisit this more in depth with a couple more characters so I can make a much longer, more in-depth video. In general, that's just gonna be sitting up here. We're gonna snap to another thing. This is another thing that I made. It's pretty traditional in terms of everything else that I've drawn, if you look at my account. So there's that. Otherwise, there's not much else I wanted to talk about. I'll put up these time lapses. You can look at them however you want to, and I'll continue to just keep yapping about random stuff. Other than those two things, I will be still doing discussions about video games and TV shows that I like, because I love media, but I will try to find a way to work art into it, like how I did when I yapped about Superman, which I didn't really do with Dispatch. Dispatch was an interesting project, but if I'm being honest, it was just kind of me trying to keep myself busy, like super busy, and I did keep myself busy for about the 2 months that I was working on that project, but overall, I don't think it really did much for me or this account, especially because it was so different from the rest of my videos that I was kind of building up on. So, I don't really think it was cool. It helped with my editing, but I don't think it was worth the time that spent on it, that I should have just took a longer hiatus until I actually knew what I wanted to do. Overall, I can say that I'm actually excited to work, which is something that I cannot say originally I had for my other YouTube channel, which I feel like it became more of a chore rather than something I was actually interested in. I like editing, but considering the fact that other than the occasional Marvel Rivals game or some multiplayer game, I guess here and there, recently I just don't play video games like I used to, and I feel like forcing myself to find something to kind of edit and play through just for the fact of posting, not because I was doing it. I don't know, going into something expecting to, you know, build something for money is exactly why I got burnt out. Here, I think it was just the fact that, well, in between me posting, I had nothing to draw on, and I didn't want to produce anything or put out anything that I couldn't do digitally. And it was still hard to work with. Yes, at times I did use touchscreen to complete my drawings, but it was extremely slow and it wasn't worth it. Other laptop eventually died, so I basically had to replace my entire setup, and I no longer have art block either. I'm drawing every single day. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a fun time, and you know, I'm passionate about it again. I'm gonna make an intro and outro for myself that'll be added next week, and then so on. I'll try to add a little avatar to spice things up, which I did have in one of my earlier videos, but I need to make a new one because that one is outdated. Anyway,